Hello. How do you engage creative conversations in a business community? Let me ask you that question again. How do you engage creative conversations in a business community? Now, I'd like for you to think about the question that I asked. Write a response. Respond. And this is why. The guest I have today, she's a moderator. You're going to get some great, innovative ideas today. Take the information that you hear from her and be innovative. Write down maybe a change that you make, or if you got questions. If we have time during the live stream, then we will accept your question. If not, you can place it in the comment section and she will respond to you. So answer that question for me. It is really going to help you today during the process. I'm Marlene Foster with Empower the Vision. Today's guest She structures business communities with thought-provoking questions, and her questions are definitely thought-provoking. She keeps the content and the conversations moving smoothly, and she keeps them moving towards the goal, towards the business goal. And I want to tell you today that Loes Pijpers she's also one of the writers in 500 Moments of Discomfort. She's one of the writers, and she tells you in her story how discomfort empowered her. And I'd like to thank you today for being here with us. Thank you and welcome. And I'd like to now invite Loes to come and talk with us. She's from the Netherlands. Now, I've never gone to the Netherlands, but I'd love to hear a little bit more from you today. And also, she's going to talk about her expertise. Welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Feel welcome in the show. I'm Loes Pijpers from the Netherlands. I have worked for about 18 years in the banking sector. As a senior account manager, personal banking, I manage my own client portfolio and I acquired new clients. I moderated a group of job searchers and I like to create a team and team spirit and development. Development is very important in all kinds of sectors, leadership, job search, because if you are developing, you are growing and you going towards your goal. So I like to help people with that. And I'm learning from the group as well. And everybody is unique. So we all have our qualities and skills, and together we can complete each other. So that's joyful to do.
But let me ask you this, and I'm listening to you, and you're talking about the development, of course, development. Now, what if just listen me out for a moment. What if I do a lot of workshops? What if I were to invite you? I'm inviting you right now. To join me a workshop, because I do a lot of different types of workshops dealing with business protection. What if I invited you where the businesses are looking to protect themselves in the event a key employee either terminates employment, if they were to become disabled, or even if they died. And they're looking at, and I'm coming to them saying, well, I've got maybe 3 different ways that we could maybe remedies. One being that you could have a succession plan in place. You might want to get life insurance coverage, or third, do a lunch and learn where you're inviting employees, you're inviting everybody within the company who are interested in matriculating to come and be a part of the lunch and learn, so you can teach them these new skills. So if you ever have a void to occur, you have someone who's already trained because there's a void there. And also, if you got somebody who's going on vacation, somebody who has to travel for other business purposes, you got someone's there who can help. Now here we are, host somehow you're gone away as well. Okay, Lois. Okay, okay. Now, Lois, the question basically is, if you were there with me, I don't know what's going on with the program, but what would you say to me if you were there with me right now, and I'm one of the participants in the workshop?
Marlene, I would like to ask, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? What's your goal in life?
And Lois, okay, if I was one of the participants and I'm answering this question, I would have to say that family would be first. I would want to make sure that my family was protected, make sure that I had whatever coverages need to be in place to take care of the family, so that they could maybe take care of the bills or the mortgage on the house or whatever they need to take care of, the children, college planning, that sort of thing. I would want to take care of, those would be important matters for me. I would want to take care of the business, the employees. I would want to make sure that they would be safe. I would want to make sure the business itself, Lois, would keep moving. If I weren't there, if I was not going to be there, I would want to make sure the business could stand on its own 2 feet. I would want to make sure that would be my legacy, is seeing my employees be able to, if they decided to purchase the business, if they want to purchase the business, or if I wanted to even look around and find someone who would be a good fit for the business, I need to know this ahead of time. We don't wait until you feel it's time to retire, or the time is moving that direction as we think, because it's all unexpected, right? I wouldn't know, Lois. So I just have to say again, my family, employees, and also actually customers, because the employees are the ones who definitely have a good relationship with customers, right? So I would want to say my legacy would be to keep in mind that I want my customers to know that I thought about them in my planning, that I would keep the business growing even if something happened to me. I would want the customers to know that they were important to me. That's how I'd answer that question.
That's very important what you say, because if you think about that, you can build long-term relationships with your customers. If something happens to you, your business is thriving and the clients can come to your team members, so they know what the clients are and what's important for them. So that's very important. And what I like to do in a group is that they start to collaborate with
Okay, now
each
if I'm
other.
there again, okay, I don't know what's happening with the program here, but what will be the next thing you would do? I want we're going to keep moving, okay? What will be the next step that you would do inside of this workshop?
Yeah, what I think is important, that in a team you create team spirit and they are collaborating with each other and encouraging with each other. And when you have a business, how would you do that in your team, that encourage them to work together and promoting each other? How would you create team spirit in your company?
Dude, that's a great question. You know why that's a great question? That's what I've been talking about, Lois, over the past few weeks, is teamwork, team player. That is so important to me in my business, because when I talk to businesses about protection, and I'd have to say, if I'm there in the workshop, I want the participants, I'd have to say, first of all, that team is important, because The way I represent myself, Lois, the way I'm representing myself, I represent the entire company. So, as a team player, when you think about customers, for instance, a customer needs to have more than one person that they're getting to know, don't you think? Because what if something happens to me? And then I'm the only one that they have a relationship with. And now they really don't want to deal with anybody within the company. So I would say a team should get to know about one another's business. If you're in a sales environment, that shouldn't just be just Marlene, here's Marlene's customers and here are Lois's customers. We need to do what? I would say team and combine and blend and get to know a lot about one another. So if something happens, you've got a plan in place. You got a plan B there. I would, Lois, have a plan B in place. As I mentioned even previously, even a succession plan where you don't have to worry because you always know if something happens, Marlene's there's a plan here. And I would also invite the employees in the company as a team, you said team spirit, to give me ideas of what they feel we could do. I would get ideas. Inclusivity is important. I would get them to team with me to give feedback. And I was telling you the other day, just yesterday, that I walked into a business and I saw little stickers on the wall. They had feedback from the employees. They had what was good, if something good they liked, they wrote that on a little sticker paper and they stuck it on the wall. And they also had feedback on the wall, Lord, showing what they thought could be a really good opportunity or plan that could be put in place. It's so important. So I would say yes, hearing from the staff, hearing what their needs are, giving them greater self-worth, giving myself greater self-worth. I would say together as a team, we need to come together and come up with different ways to plan and also think ahead. If we think the business could run into a situation maybe ahead, we can also anticipate what could be done. So teaming, I would say basically, like I said, succession planning and also listening to one another. Listening to one another helps you to get what? Greater, a more positive what? Mental health. So that's what I think about that question.
Yeah. And what I would like you to ask, Marlene, is what impact do you want to make in the world and your environment with your company and your team? Marlene is disappeared for a moment. What I was asking her is what kind of impact do you want to make in the world with your company? That's very important because that's a sort of legacy you have with your team and your company, and the impact, sustainability, what you want to change in your environment with your team and your company, and that's the goal you work towards. So that are very interesting things to think about. And I don't know where Marlene is gone, but we are keep on talking, and that's very interesting topics to think about with your team. What you want to change in your environment, and what impact do you want to make, how people think about you in about 10 years when you don't have the business anymore, or maybe you died, and how they think about you, what is changed in the environment or in your family or in your team, what's improved with you and your business. That's so important to think about, because then you can make an impact in the world and in your environment if you know what's the thing you would like to change. That's so important. And Marlene is gone in the meantime. If you have a question in the audience, or you want to like to know something, or you have a comment, please feel welcome to do so, and we can answer that during the live. So you are all welcome to make a comment, or share what your experience is, what you change with your company. I would like to hear what your impact is in the world you want to make. So put it in the comments, everybody. And what we talk while Marlene is gone, what I always try to do is focus on the future, where you want to go to, and the steps you can make, and visualize a picture of the future, and visualize you're in a racing car behind the steering wheel, and focus on where you want to go, and little steps you can make to come to your goal. Marlene is back again.
I am. And thank you that you kept going, sweetheart. Thank
Yeah,
you so very
I
much.
thought you
Um,
was busy in your workshop, but
okay, but let me ask you this. So, what did you say while I was away? What did you say?
oh, I say a lot, but I said what I think it's important to what you want to change in your environment or in the world when you are about over 10 years. Maybe you have your pension, or you died, or you stepped away from your business. How do people look at you? What is changed? What kind of impact you made with your company and your team? Maybe you want sustainability, or change something in your environment, or against food waste, reduce plastic in nature and in the sea. So what would you like to change, and
Okay, well, what I
how
would,
are
okay,
you going to do that?
that's a great question. You know that very strong question. I would say, one thing that's really important to me is community awareness. I have to admit community awareness, and I say that, Lois, because when you look at community, look at mental health right now. This is June is men's mental health month, right? And we just finished with just a general in May dealing with mental health for everyone. But I would say community awareness, and for this reason, community awareness creates greater credibility. When you can become credible in your within your business, and you actually are encouraging that with your employees, they actually start to feel much better about you as an employer. And you know who else enjoys seeing you do that? Customers love to see businesses that are strong with a community awareness. If you got a strong place in society within the community with the community awareness, they really do think a lot of you personally. What I would do sometimes, I've gone to the business owners myself and said, "Would you like to join us? We've got a community awareness program that's taking place. Would you like to come and be a part of it?" You still there? Because it looks like the screen is stunned.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going
I'm
on with this
here.
program. Okay, I don't know. Something's going on with this program. But I tell you what, this will be the last time I use it, because see, I'm seeing that there's a lot going on here. But that's what I would do. I would say community awareness. There's a lot that I would want to do, but that would be one major thing that I know that would truly be impactful, truly impactful. I want to tell you that there is a restaurant that I've seen, and once a year, what they do is they shut down doing business, regular business. They give away, they're a sub shop. They give away free food all day long. And they do it on the same day every year. That same day, they do it. And when I saw what they did, Lois, I saw this years ago. It actually, I started doing it. I started doing it myself. But I would have to say that's one major thing that comes to the top of my mind. And you mentioned. Tell me what else you mentioned. I'm trying to hear the rest of your question, but that came to my mind when I heard part of what you just said.
And what I said that I would like to achieve in a group, that everybody start collaborating with each other and encouraging, and that they are visualize a picture of their future, and imagine that you are in a racing car behind the steering wheel, and you driving and looking at your future, and where do you want to go, and how do you do that, what steps you take. And if you are encouraging collaboration in a group, then everyone are helping each other and completing each other. For example, if your LinkedIn profile can be improved, everybody can look at each other's LinkedIn profile and help each other with ideas how it can be improved. And you don't need a manager in a team to do that. If you learn everybody and encourage your team to do that themselves, they can help each other. You don't have to do everything yourself or teach it. If you are encouraging them, they start helping and collaborating with each other, and they can learn to each other their ideas. So you create new leaders, learn that to others, and they can do it themselves. And I think it's important to encourage others to think about themselves and their ideas, and take leadership in their own life and their situation. So that's very important, that they visualize where they want to go and how they get there and what they need for steps to become that person they are meant to be, instead of staying which person they are settled to be. So we all want to grow. We are born to stretch and grow. So let's all grow together and learn others how to do that. So I'm very good at visualizing a picture of the future and take leadership in that. For example, stay up early every day, make your own bed, get ready for the day, and take leadership and make a plan for yourself and take action. A lot of people are talking about things, but after everything is said, not many people have done things. So taking action on your plan is very important, because what's a plan without action? And then you create your own future and visualize where you want to go, and then take the steps you need to get there. And we all can help each other. You don't have to do that alone, and you don't have to stay alone. So if you reaching out to other people and in a group, when you create team spirit and collaboration, camaraderie, that's my way of working, so that they all start collaborating and encouraging each other. And a good moderator, I think, is really invisible. And when you let the moderator out, you miss him or her, and then you are a good moderator. Actually, in the group, you are invisible because you let everybody collaborate and sharing ideas with themselves. And when you let the moderator out, you miss them. And then you are a good moderator. You will be missed if you are not there. But if you are there, you really have to be invisible. But because it's not about you as a moderator, and when you are a manager in a team, it's not about you. It's all about others. It's about people and their goals and where they want to be in life. And it's about your clients, not about you. So that's my way of working, and that's what I think it's important. It's all about others, all about people, their goals, and encourage them being a steward and show them the way. And as a steward, guide them in the way to the future. And when you talk to them, having conversations, you know what they find important, where they want to be. And the same with your clients. Talk to them, having conversations every 6 months of every year. When they have a birthday, call them, send them a message, and keep them engaged in your company, and learn to know them, what your customers think it's important, what's about them in their families and in their environment, what's happening, where they work, how is it about the company where they work. So if you know your clients very well and your team members, you know how you can support them as a steward. And that's the way I build relationships. And that's the way you can build long-term relationships, not a sprint of 2 weeks, but long-term, and keep them engaged. A lot of people talking about community building, that's important, but community management is important too. Keep your clients and your team member engaged, because if team members think they can't develop anymore in your team, in your company, they go away. Most of the time, it's not the salary, the payment. They think it's not good, but their development. We all want to develop ourselves in our own way to our own goal. And sometimes we want to develop fast, big steps, and sometimes it's small steps, but create an environment, an inspiring environment in your company, challenging, that your team members feel challenged. They have a goal. They can reach out to someone and something. And that's with your clients too. Keep them engaged, and make your company attractive with new products or surprises. Clients want surprises, incentives, and surveys. Ask them how what they think of your company and your team. And sometimes they buy their goods elsewhere. Ask them why they aren't buying from you, and what they think it's important, the price or quality or something like that. That's very important, I think.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Lois, I mean, truly. I'm going to tell you this. I'm looking forward to going back and, replaying and listening to what you just said, because I do conduct a lot of workshops, and I'm doing, what about memberships? Are you the type of person who can actually help when you have different group gatherings for memberships? If there's a membership that's going on.
I don't have a group right now or membership, but I think groups are very important to enter and be a member of a group, because it creates camaraderie, and people would like that's nature. We all want to be and be a part of something bigger than ourselves. That's nature. We all want that. Some people don't, but we all want to be a part of something bigger, and we all want to achieve something small or great, or and if we are part of a group and member of some greater things, then we can visualize something. It's always important. We never stop dreaming and visualize a picture of the future. And children are dreaming and asking questions. But as an adult, I say never stop dreaming and never stop asking questions, because development starts with wondering what if, and why do people do what they do, and why should I do it or not, and why your own why you're doing that. If you look at yourself, you learn to know yourself. And if you are uh, most knowledge exists by knowing yourself very well. That's the start, and then you can be there for others. And never stop dreaming, always visualize and believing. And that's why I think storytelling is so important, because your customers and your team members like storytelling. If you only ask them what to do, or tell your clients, I have products and the products are X or I, it doesn't say anything to clients. They like to hear a story behind it, and what's the existence of the product, and why can I use it, and what is it for. That's so important, storytelling. People can imagine something when you tell a story about things, about your own vacation, or it's more exciting when you tell a story behind the product and behind your life and experience. That's it. People start visualizing when you tell a story, and they can believe what you say and visualize what you say. And if they visualizing, they can engage with your story. And it's for your audience, it's very important that you can engage them. And therefore, storytelling, visualizing, and believing make it something bigger than yourself. That's yeah, I like to do that. And people can be a member of your group when you do that. And all together you are a team. That's so important, to build a team and create team spirit. And we all want to be part of a group or team. That's our nature. And I think that's good. And you can always, when you are an entrepreneur, life is lonely enough. You have to make decisions on your own and keep on going and be inspiring for your team. And therefore it's good. And entrepreneurs, when you are an entrepreneur, it's good to focus and reach out to other entrepreneurs, because in the village where I live, in the Netherlands, entrepreneurs have a group of their own. And every week or every 2 weeks, they come together, even if they are from different sectors. It doesn't matter if you sell cars or food or whatever. You are entrepreneurs, and you can exchange ideas and experiences with each other and make each other stronger. So as entrepreneurs, I always encourage people, reach out to other entrepreneurs in your living place where you live, or in another city or in another state. And it makes you more stronger when you reach out and create team with entrepreneurs themselves. That's a good thing, I think, on to do.
I agree. That's it. You know what? That was excellent. I was sitting listening to you. Excellent, Lois. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And let me tell you this: the next time that we come together, there will be a new program that I will be actually inviting you back, to. So I don't know what happened today, because this hasn't occurred. I don't know what's going on with it, but I really enjoyed you. I enjoyed it, and I believe that the audience did as well. And I was going to tell you that the questions that you always ask. I just want to just briefly here because I know that it's over the 30 minutes. But the
Yeah.
questions that you normally ask, you do at the start. Okay, are those questions answered by the attendees? And do you read the questions and respond back to them, or is it all those questions given to the individuals who ask you to come out and take care of it for them? So when you those thought-provoking questions that I've seen, that I've answered a lot of your questions. What happens to those questions is what I'm asking. What do you do with those?
Well, the questions, I'm not moderating group at the moment, but how I've done it, I ask questions, but they, instead of answer them, but they start talking through the questions, they start talking themselves. And I disappear from the stage because it also go natural. I don't know how it happened, but in a few questions, the whole conversation started, and they have conversations with each other, and they ask questions to each other and answer them with each other. So the conversations is not from me anymore, but all in the group, and they start collaborating through the questions and start making appointments with each other to help each other and making their own questions. So it's sort of magic. Through a few questions, you get a conversation started, and they start encouraging each other. So I think always it's very magical. A few questions in a group, and if that are questions, they think about them themselves, and they start collaborating and asking questions to each other. So it's
Very, very, very good. Okay, let me just do this because we're at the end right now of the live stream. But let me ask you one last thing, and just before we close. And you remember the beginning, the question Bailey was how do you engage? Engage creative conversation, within a business community. So I'm asking everybody out there to think about that question. Please respond to the question, answer the question, and also you can go back through. And I know there are a few there's some technical difficulties here, but manage to go through and grab what was said. She still was able to speak to you and try to see if there's an innovative process that can take place from that response. How would you answer that question? I wanted to ask you at the end that I just asked.
I would engage a group or other people.
How to engage? How to engage? How to engage creative conversation within that environment, a business community. How do you engage it? How do you start it? How do you initiate it within the community? A creative type of conversation that, like you were saying, and I think you just said it, Bailey, was that you were just saying about collaboration, having them to answer those questions. That, because I was thinking that you were going to say that in my opinion would be exactly what would work, and you're doing it, and that is with the questions are one way to do it, and you spoke of collaboration. So that does it right there. And I want to hear from everybody, the questions being answered, and then maybe they have questions for you also, Loes, and you'll be able to answer those questions for them, in the comment section. But I want to thank you again for being here with me, and also for writing in the book 500 Moments of Discomfort. I'm really looking forward to sharing your story, globally. Let everybody get a chance to read it, and then maybe reach out and even talk to you about your story. And I just want to thank everybody else who came today. Thank you for being here with us. Excuse the technical difficulty, but I hope you stayed focused on what took place today, because this is an empowering subject and an empowering leader. And I want to thank you again, Loes. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you, everybody else. Have a great day.
Thank you.